The episode opens with Eshbal, Saul's son, recounting his time in exile. He narrates how he was captured by a group of black-robed men after leaving Israel and held prisoner. During his captivity, Eshbal was tortured regularly for refusing to submit to the will of the group's mysterious leader. Though their exact motives remain unclear, it seems they wanted to recruit Eshbal for some greater purpose. This traumatic past is shared by Eshbal directly with his father, King Saul, suggesting he's trying to explain what happened during his time away. However, parts of Eshbal's story appear questionable. While previous segments were supported by flashbacks, his claim of single-handedly defeating his captors and freeing other prisoners is only told through his words, raising doubts about its truthfulness. Saul, for his part, is skeptical and seems distracted by other concerns, not fully buying into his son's heroic tale. Eshbal then attempts to present himself as a reformed man, shaped by his exile. He admits to having briefly claimed the throne at Gibeah with his mother's help when he believed Saul had died. By confessing directly, Eshbal tries to seem honest and trustworthy, hoping to gain a place in the royal court. However, this confession backfires. Saul is clearly angered by his son's actions, especially since he had already learned of Eshbal's temporary coronation from others. The king accuses Eshbal of betrayal and warns him against such actions in the future. This confrontation extends to Saul's wife, Queen Ainoam, who had supported her son's brief reign. Saul confronts her for keeping the matter secret, but both mother and son blame each other for not informing him. The tension in the family continues to escalate when Saul reveals another secret he has uncovered, one that Ainoam had desperately tried to keep hidden. Back in Season 1, Ainoam had allied with Besai, a priestess of Baal, and covertly changed the kingdom's religious laws. She had taken advantage of Saul's illness to get his thumbprint for official approval without his knowledge. Now Saul has discovered the deception through Kezia, a servant girl in the palace. Furious, Saul punishes Ainoam by barring her from leaving the palace and instructing Kezia to accompany him and the family to the tabernacle instead. This not only increases tensions between Ainoam and Saul, but sparks a likely rivalry between Kezia and Ainoam, foreshadowing further. In a side plot, David confronts Saul about his engagement. He believes there's been a misunderstanding. He was promised Mychal but is instead being forced to marry Mirab. David pleads with the king to reconsider. However, Saul is unmoved. From his perspective, he's already elevated David from a humble shepherd to a military leader and offered him a royal marriage. The demand to marry someone else is seen as ungrateful. Saul's refusal leaves David heartbroken, but eventually he accepts the match, asking only for a delay in the wedding. Saul agrees to this, so the wedding is postponed for now. Meanwhile, tensions rise between Mychal and Mirab. When Saul accidentally reveals that it was Mirab who had requested to marry David, Mychal feels betrayed. Convinced that her sister schemed to steal David away, she slaps her and distances herself emotionally. The rift between the sisters deepens during a tense dinner, where Mychal makes her resentment known symbolically by spilling wine, perhaps suggesting that she will no longer accept less than what she deserves. Ainoam, disturbed by the fallout, scolds Mirab for not consulting her before taking such a drastic step. It seems Eshbal may be behind some of the manipulation within the family. His attempts to regain influence appear to include driving wedges between his relatives. His earlier confession about Ahinoam's role in his coronation damaged her relationship with Saul. Elsewhere, Besai becomes a target. Afraid her ties to the priestess will be exposed, Ainoam secretly orders Abner, the commander of the army, to kill Besai. Although Abner sets out to fulfill the order, he cannot bring himself to kill her. Instead, he warns her to leave the kingdom. However, Ainoam had anticipated this and sent Joab, the second in command, to ensure the task is completed. Joab kills Besai from afar, eliminating the loose end. This betrayal will likely lead to further distrust between Abner and the royal court, as his reluctance to follow through may cost him. Meanwhile, Eshbal, seeking to repair his standing, decides to marry Dinah, the woman he previously dishonored. This union is politically sensitive. Her father, Yahir, the ruler of Dan, had previously been insulted at Saul's court. At first, Yahir refuses the proposal, but David steps in and convinces him otherwise. David's reputation as a hero helps sway Yahir, and he agrees to the marriage. However, as the royal caravan departs from Dan, it is ambushed by the same black-robed raiders who once kidnapped Eshbal. During the chaos, Jonathan is nearly killed and only survives due to David's intervention. Though the group returns safely, Yahir and his family are killed in the attack, leaving Dinah with no support. This tragic twist effectively forces Dinah into marriage with Eshbal. She also reveals that she and Eshbal were never intimate. Her father had lied to manipulate the royal family. Despite the manipulation, Dinah and Eshbal may find common cause going forward, potentially becoming a dangerous alliance within the royal court. Finally, Adriel, the elder from the tribe of Judah, unexpectedly visits Saul. Though he had betrayed Saul in the past, Adriel brings valuable intelligence. He claims to know the identity of the person chosen by Prophet Samuel as the next king of Israel. While the episode stops short of revealing the name, this information grabs Saul's attention and sets the stage for future political intrigue. If David is indeed the chosen one, conflict with Saul is inevitable.